Strick City, woo! Strick City, all over the world.
Strick City, man, we live. Yo, Strick City on the ride. Yo, look like surprise. Yo, taking your city like we live. Yo, man, we live. Yo, taking your city like surprise. Yo, on the ride. Yo, Strick City coming live. Yo.
Hey man, you can do the same thing that I'm doing right now. You can actually share this, all right? It's really simple. I'm going into my phone, into Facebook, and I hit the share button, and I want to share it to a certain page. So this is what I'm doing. I'm sharing it to the DJ Strick page like right now, all right? Guess what? I got a couple of pages, so I need to share it again. And while I'm sharing everything, I can at least tell you I apologize for coming on a little late. We had some technical difficulties. Like all of my shows, there's technical. Me getting on is a technical difficulty, okay? But we're here, we're live, you know? And I can appreciate this. This is really cool. I'm getting a chance to hang out with one of my friends tonight. You know what I'm saying? Golly, it's going to be really cool to hang out with this dude. We're going to give you some information while we do that, though. So there, I've done it. I shared it. I'm asking you to share it. And if you do, leave your cash apps in the comments. And before the end of the night, guess what? Somebody that left their cash app in the comments, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it live on air so you can say, hey, I got it. Like, I'm going to wait until you say, hey, I got it. But all you have to do is share it. Then put your cash app in the comments of the video tonight. I want everybody that you know to have the information about what we're talking about tonight. What are we going to be talking about? We're talking about your babies going back to school, whether that's in class learning or if you're going to do virtual school. What it's going to be like? How will it affect you? We're going to talk about it tonight. And without further ado, let me go ahead and get my guest on the line today. And before I do that, look at this. I got to show you my T-shirt. All right, P.I. Fashions, or I.P., what is it? I.P.P.I. Fashions. Hey, listen, they got good stuff. It's all online that you can actually check out online. So that's one of the things that I like to do is support other people in what they do. So I get T-shirts a lot. Like, I get T-shirts a lot. People, Paradise Island sent me this T-shirt. Paradise Island Fashion sent me this. So there you go. All right. Without further ado, I have none other than from Division of Youth Services out of the mayor's office of the city of Birmingham. He is the executive director there. His name is Galvin Billups. Galvin.
What's going on, brother?
Hey, man, so glad to have you on with me tonight, man. Glad that you can actually come through.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me. It's an honor to be with one of the best radio personalities.
Do I have to pay for you to call me the best brother? I'm going to pay you for that.
It's a good shout out. It's a great shout out.
Gavin, I'm just another one. I'm just another one of the local DJs that you know. But more importantly, me and you are great friends. I met you soon as you came out of college. You went to, you know, everybody don't make good decisions. You made a decision about a school that really wasn't the best decision. But
Oh, man.
I love you as a man anyway. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go to
We're going to
Tuscaloosa,
start it already.
listen, you got to start from the top. You know, I have to set the record straight every time. If I talk about where you went to college, I have to at least explain to you there were other places like down on the plains you could have gone to and got a great education.
The planes are too plain for me. I needed an above average experience. Roll Tide.
There you go. There you go, brother. There you go. Hey, so I got to tell everybody this. Galvin actually came right after college is what I remember and wanted to get into ministry right out of college, coming back home to Birmingham, a Ramsey grad. So your alumni of
Absolutely.
Ramsey and came on to work with Strick City and took my ministry on up with just some great ideas and some practical things that I wasn't thinking of. He thought of it for me and just made my ministry better. So I appreciate the work that you put in for me. And man, brother, it's like it's one of those things that I'm just grateful for the time that you spent with me. And now you've gone on to do bigger and better things. You've gone on to do some stuff with the city. And man, we're going to talk
Absolutely.
about that tonight. Talk about your role as the executive director of Division of Youth Service for the city of Birmingham.
Absolutely. So most people are maybe somewhat familiar or may not be familiar, but there is an arm of the city government devoted directly to serving young people in the city of Birmingham. It is the City of Birmingham Mayor's Office, Division of Youth Services, where I serve as the executive director. And every day I get the great opportunity to put youth first in the city. And I do so in a number of ways, but the most important way is to try to connect them to opportunities so that they can continue to excel, especially through innovative partnerships and programs and services, to just do one thing, to help them achieve success. Something that you and I have been trying for a while to ensure that young people have an opportunity to get good information and make life-changing decisions. So I'm happy to be in that role, and I'm happy to be here with you tonight.
Gavin, tell me about a couple of things that you guys are doing right now that are innovative, especially in the midst of this pandemic.
So one of the things I'm just really excited about is our virtual mentoring platform. We have relaunched our mentoring program, and we call it Elevate Youth. And the idea behind it is that we want to elevate the discussion to be positive discussions for and with our children. And so we have been doing bi-weekly sessions, great interactive conversations, and we do it for middle schoolers and high schoolers and elementary. And we age bracket them out, give them age appropriate information and time to caring adults in about a 20-minute fashion. Absolutely a great opportunity. And I invite individuals that want to be a part of it to contact our office for more details.
So how did you guys come up with that? I know there's always going to be a need that we have. And before you answer this question, I got to shout out 6'9" Mike Moore. You know what I'm saying? I got to shout him out. He already made a comment inside of the stream tonight. So big shouts out to you, Mike Moore. That being said, how did you come up with this concept? I mean, there's so many different ways or so many needs that are out there. Why meet the need virtually?
So I would have to ask the question backwards: is why not meet the need? And when we see that there is an active pandemic going on, and that our young people have been out of school, many of them for about 6 months now, it begs to ask the question: how can we connect with young people? How can we keep putting them first? That's the aim of the city government, is to really to put people first. So we got together, collab similar to how we do in meetings, and say, how can we do it? And the best way was to create a virtual platform and get the information and invite the young people to connect. We've been greatly surprised that the young people really want to have safe spaces to learn, to get not just to be educated, but to be entertained and connect with their friends in meaningful spaces. And parents appreciate it as well.
So tell me this, Galvin. Now, I know you guys had a great 2020 planned already. You know, you had some ideas of what you wanted to do this year. And, of course, those plans got foiled for all of us. What did you have on the table that we're unaware of, that y'all were working on, that you were going to implement this year that people may not know?
So one of the things that we are widely known for is our Kids and Jobs program. And our Kids and Jobs program this year was held back because of the pandemic. We thought it would be better to make sure that young people are safe and give them an opportunity to remain safe, as opposed to trying to get out into an environment where the pandemic was rising. So we made an active decision and really just limited that opportunity. However, one of the things that I want to do is I want to highlight the fact that there is additional programming that young people can be a part of through our office, and we're working on a few of them. One is just a virtual campaign around health and wellness. And so, as a little bit of a teaser, I can't give you all the information, but if they continue to stream with you and connect with us, I'll make sure that they get that information.
Come on, Galvin. You know we got to get it all, man. I need to get the scoop, brother.
Can't get the full course meal. You got to get the appetizer first. So,
That's
but
what's
make sure
up.
that you just to make sure if you stay connected with us at bhamyouthfirst.org, then you'll get that information.
You said that really fast. That's
Sure.
birminghamyoufirst.org.
Yeah, BHAMYOUTHFIRST.org. Make sure that they go to bhamyouthfirst.org to find out about programs and services that we're offering in the community.
Man, that's what's up. Now I can't talk about Division of Youth Services and Youth First and all the stuff that goes on, that is going on now, or that went on in the past, without mentioning Cedric Sparks and the job that he did as your predecessor to actually work it. I know it was somebody there before him, but he was there so long, he implemented so many programs and ideas that you actually get a chance to just decide, hey, what do I want to do? All the stuff that said did, what do I want to do? Because there was so many things going on at the Division of Youth Services. How do you feel about being able to walk in his shoes at the Division of Youth Services?
I'm honored to be able to serve the people of Birmingham, and I'm honored to serve alongside Cedric Sparks. He is our chief of staff currently and does a fantastic job in just making sure that everything marches according to a firm beat. Ced Sparks has been a proponent of young people, and he is, and further, he makes sure that he stays connected to the office and provides some support on a day-to-day basis. So I feel great. But listen, I'm one of several individuals that steward in this. As you said before, Mike Moore, who's
Yep.
on the screen
Yep.
tonight, and said have been there, and they have been great advocates and do remain true advocates. And one thing I can say is that our office has helped pave the way for several individuals who are throughout the city who are working in several capacities. Some people don't even know the mayor of Birmingham actually came through the Division of Youth Services as well. So we hold a proud legacy, and I'm just happy to be able to steward the ship and work with a dynamic team every day.
Man, I actually have a chance myself, Gavin, to actually work with the Division of Youth Services with said, and not only him, Mike Moore, Miss Lumpkin, Miss Melton, I mean, all of the ladies, Robin, all of the ladies that were there to actually was the machine behind the machine to make it work, man. I tell you, it was a wonderful experience for me. And then for you to be there right now, leading the charge, man, I'm just like a real happy, proud brother for you to be able to take that mantle to the next season. And then for you to do that inside of a pandemic, like, hey, hold up now, all the stuff that we used to do to touch people, we can't touch people anymore. Like, I mean, in the next couple of months, guess what? Are you planning to give out candy to the kids? I don't know if you can even do that again. Can you? Can you do that now?
Well, see, one of the things that you have to remember is that we're creative, and we don't stop at trying to serve people. So that what I would encourage them to do is just remain close to the Division of Youth Services, and you'll see some surprises down the road on how we're going to serve people. You can't have all of it, Strick. I can't give you the
Come
exclusive.
on, man. Come on, man. You can't listen. You're the Division of Youth Services. You're not a politician now. We just serving the kids. You can tell me the story, but I get it. I really do get it, and I completely understand. There's so many things that's going on, and you really have to be innovative right now. And the reason why I brought you on is because I want to talk about how the schools are being innovative. Right now, we got some kids in our area that actually started school today. Birmingham and Jefferson County are actually going to be, Birmingham and Jefferson County start online in September. So, there's a lot of people that have different things. Some of our kids are in school. Some of them are going to be at home. Like, this is a big deal for us, Gavin, trying to navigate through online learning and a lot of our kids being at home during the day.
Absolutely. So the pandemic has created a lot of change, and information is ever flowing. And one of the best things that I encourage parents to do is to make sure that they do the simple step of getting the information, going onto the district's websites of your school system and making sure you follow them on their social media feeds and making sure you go to their website routinely. Right now, Birmingham City Schools is registering families, and they're needing that information so that they can get accurate data for each child as it relates to the services that they can provide. And all of our school systems are doing the same. As you said before, this is a challenging time, but I know we have a lot of resilient parents that want to get their information and make sure their child stay connected. And we have a lot of children that want to do something else other than remain at home awaiting a pandemic to pass.
Listen, it's gonna be tough for everybody because I know um, the problem with keeping kids at home when parents have to work. Like there's no question they have to go to work. I know that the school system are thinking about ways to outside of school maybe have some hubs that kids. Do you know anything about that at all?
So what I do, I'll share what I do know. One of the things that the starting point for all of it is the registration. They're needing the registration to determine what working families need support as it relates to transportation, nutrition, technology, and other resources. And so, for those individuals who live in Birmingham and attend Birmingham City Schools, I encourage them to go directly to the website. They could pull it up while we're talking at bhamcityschools.org, bhamcityschools.org, and there they'll see the surveys and the registration forms. And one of the things that I would also share with them is to actually read and respond to the forms. One of the one question I ask you, Strick, is how many times have you been around families and they say, "No one told me anything. I haven't heard anything."
Right.
Well, part of the reason is not that the information is not out there. Is that once we get it to our phones, we have to read through everything and respond in a timely fashion so that those individuals who are working on our children's behalf can have accurate information to act on.
And you bring up a good point that I never thought of. You know, one of the things that we say all the time that's an issue with our school system is not that the function of the school system is not working. It is the parent involvement that is an area of major league concern. Parent involvement is a major league concern. So now they need parent involvement way ahead of time so that they can get accurate numbers, you're saying, to even see what they need to be prepared for virtually.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Parent involvement has always been critical. It is now more imperative more than ever because we're asking parents, largely in part, including myself, to not only just be an advocate and a supporter and the parent, but also to be a coach and to help your children, if they remain at home, to be a coach to help them get online and be a part of the online learning environment. So it's very important that parents reach out, get the information from not only the district, but also visit their teacher's page and get their contact information and develop some level of a routine communication with their teachers for their children.
Now I'm a parent, and I could of a student who'd be a freshman in high school this year, right?
Okay.
So knowing that you got to go online, you got to get the information from all the teachers. You got to be sure if he had work, like what work did he do, what work did he turn in, and when that teacher has assigned a particular class for him to be online to be in that class. It is not easy from a parent perspective to really get everything in line and get organized, but it's something that you really have to focus on. You got to say, okay, if we're going to get this, we're going to at least start the year off right. If the technology is there, if we have everything we need, at least we could be on time to class and have everything together.
Absolutely. And one of the things that we must do is to remain positive and optimistic during this time period. And the setting a goal and meeting a goal every day is part of the equation. And for parents, that may mean once a week sitting down and actually looking at the weekly assignments and putting those things in a format on their phones to give themselves simple reminders to say, hey, I need to follow up on this or that so that they can be abreast to the changes. Again, there's a lot of things that's going on, but I want to make sure that we keep parents connected to the right information, whether it be local governments, health, or schools, just to make sure that their child is in a proper order and or a part of the work in school environments.
Gavin, they're asking a lot from parents, man, but maybe, listen, maybe this could be the turning point of parent involvement because they got to be involved at the kids at home, right?
It's absolutely the turning point for parent involvement. Absolutely. We have to have parental support. Parents are going to be both parents and coaches. So let me give you a practical tip on how you can do some of these things. I call it the top 10, and let's go through some of these simple 10 steps that can help parents along the way.
Okay.
The first one is to get connected and stay active. We just shared that. Go online and find out what the district is offering in terms of news and information. And when you find out who your child's teacher is, make the extra effort to connect with them as well. Tip number 2.
Hold on, Gavin. You can't go that fast, man. I'm trying to take notes. I haven't been to school in a while, so you know what I'm saying? You need to go slow for me. Tip number 1 is get connected. I got you. Tip number 2. I'm
Get
literally taking notes.
Get connected and stay active. That is the very first thing. You have to make it your business to attend to your child's business at school.
Okay.
The second thing that I would tell them to do is to read and respond to the information that's being provided. Don't disconnect and delete it. Read and respond to it. Oftentimes, we may read something and say, I'll get to it later. But later sometimes does not come in a timely fashion. Well, school looks entirely different now. All right. So we want to make sure if they are providing online registration, online information gathering, that I read it and I respond to it. That helps me to stay on top of it.
All right, I got 1 and 2. So you want to get connected and stay active and read and respond. So we got to read all them emails from them teachers.
Listen,
Respond
it
to
is
all
better
of
to
them.
be it's better to be informed and better to be in the know than to not be.
Okay, I get it.
So I would encourage you, absolutely, and make sure they can come to your phone so you can read it at your leisure as well.
I got it. We got it. So number 1, get connected. Number
Number
2,
2, read and respond. Number
read and
3,
respond.
this is a big one right here. Stay open to learn from your children and with your children.
And
Stay open
you
to
talking about a
learn.
fight. You talking about a real fight, Galvin. I've seen it over the summer with my son and my wife. She says one thing, he says another. No, that wouldn't do till tomorrow. No, you're supposed to have that today. Like it was, I mean, a fight in the house over what they were supposed to do virtually. But you say
You have to stay open
stay
and
open.
and open to learn. And this is what I mean. Being a part of our working society, parents are teleworking. They're on Zoom calls, Skype calls. They're on a variety of calls that they may have to respond to at work. Children are also facing the same thing. And so with all of that going on, I absolutely understand that some parents may feel a little fatigued. It's normal to feel fatigued. But one of the things that you have to ask yourself and ask your child is a simple question. How do you feel today? On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel? You have to remember when you were a child, Strick, not too long ago.
Dude, it was just like 9 years ago. I was 20.
Right. So to think about it, 6 months without being in school due to a pandemic, can't be with friends, can't go out to the places you want to go. There is a lot of emotional stress that may be on children and parents.
Right.
Ask your child, how do you feel today? If you can put it in a number for 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, how do you feel? You would be surprised that children want to converse. They may not know all of the things to say to describe the stress of it, but they absolutely have feelings, and I advocate that we need to hear their feelings as well. Once you get that feeling, then say, how can we get you to a 10? Because in everyone's house, they want their child to perform at an optimal level. I know I do. I know you do. I know the parents that's listening in do. Let's ask, how do we get you to a 10 today? And so the main point in all that is we're not just disciplinarians and we're not just parents, but we also have to be advocates and coaches and listeners to our children as well.
Gavin, nobody wants to listen to their kid. What are you talking about? Like, listen, are you in school? Are you hungry? It's time to go to bed. That's all we need to say.
Yeah, but we have never been in a pandemic before.
We have
and
never.
so it is absolutely critical that we make sure that we listen to the listen to and attend to the emotional health and not just the physical health of our children.
That's good. So Mike Moore is helping us out with the notes. So we're on number 3. Stay open, open to learn from your child. So we won't be arguing with them. We'll sit and listen to what they have to say, and even use your Let's from a number 1 to 10. How do you feel today, and how can we get you to a 10?
There you go.
That's gonna
Number
be a
4.
tough one for me, Galvin. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. That's not in my mode of operation at all. But because you said it, I'm gonna ask the question.
Try it one time.
I will
We
try
know
it
the
one
discipline
time.
is there. Let's go also with the encouragement. We got to
I
put
got you.
both of them together to get the best out of our children. The fourth thing that I would challenge parents to do is a real simple thing: is to have a time, a touch point once a week where you can come together with your family and talk about the schedules for this week, because there are activities that are both being eliminated and reintroduced after school, and with sports programs, music programs, and there are schedules that are in the school as well as work. You have to have one time in your household where you sit down once a week for a few minutes and say, okay, everybody pull out your information. Let's see what we got to do this week. Don't try to make it a marathon. Let's make it a weekly sprint by just making sure we have a weekly touch point.
I like that. That's a real good idea. Listen, there's no way our household could run here at the Strickland house without us doing schedules. So we got that one down. I'm good on number 4. All right, what's number 5?
All right, number 5, you got to establish a plan for this school year. Most people go through a school year on a normal basis, almost expecting a routine amount of things. But because we're in a pandemic, there is a little bit more that you have to do. You have to establish a plan and talk to your children about the plan itself. Some of the things that goes in the plan is the transportation. Transportation may look entirely different for your school system. You may want to find out, when is the schedule? Is it going to be altered because of the number of kids riding the bus? What's the nutrition plan for after school and in school? How many times have you talked to your children and you say things like, I told you to ride that bus home, or I wanted you to walk home, or I wanted you to remain at school till I got there? These are simple things that you can do, but you have to have a plan. And one aspect of that plan, Strick, is that if you have a social support person who's outside of the house, a grandmother, a trusted adult who's going to help you out, make sure that they are a part of your plan and they know what you're thinking and that they can provide the support to you. But absolutely, you got to have a plan in this time period.
Galvin, as a former student, not so long ago, you mentioned something that was probably most dear to my heart. If there's going to be a plan or a schedule, all I needed to know was what we're having for lunch. Like, let me see what's on the lunch menu. That's what I want to know. You know what I'm saying? That's most important. That should be like number 1 for all of the students. Know what's on the menu for lunch. Like, are we picking up lunch from the school? Is it pizza day yet? That's all I wanted to know.
Listen, pizza day is probably still popular in everyone's school. If the pizza's good and the chocolate milk's good, then they're probably rushing to the lunchroom to get it.
I don't know, man. They probably doing way better than us, man. Like, they get French fries in school and everything. We didn't have that at my school.
I didn't have it in mind either, man. Not every day, and I wanted it, man. It was nothing like a good breakfast or a lunch pizza. I think we tried to pay extra money to get it that day.
Right. All right, so that was number 5. That was number 5. So what we're on, let me see, establish a plan for the school year. Talk to your children and about the plan, transportation, nutrition, all that, and even people that may be helping you with your child. They need to be a part of the planning as well. Good stuff.
Number 6, this is a big one. Purchase the needed supplies. Now, supplies this year is going to look a little different. I want you to think safety first, all right, and think materials as long as so 1A and 1B, all right. With the safety, you may have to now think about making sure that your child has a couple of masks, hand sanitizer, ensuring that they have a water bottle. That they may not be allowed to use the water in the same aspects of drinking from the water fountain collectively. Most people are now saying bring your own water bottles to school, so you might have to plan for that. Another good tip is to increase the technology, meaning you may have to contact your internet service provider and find out what is my speed at home and can I get a little bit more speed because my child is at home learning. And with the cell phones and televisions, you may not have enough bandwidth to support hearing your teacher and without buffering. So, as a parent, a school supply absolutely can be enhanced internet in this time period.
Hey, Galvin, you said a mouthful, brother. I'm trying my best to take notes. I'm waiting on Mike Moore to throw up the notes on in the comments. So number 6 is school supplies. Give me that one more time.
Purchase the needed school supplies.
Purchase the
Think
needed school supplies. Okay.
think health and safety first.
Health and safety. Okay.
Uh-huh. And then think about our normal school supplies, the papers, the pens. Because we have a blended learning environment, some students are going back to the school. And you should go to your school's website and you should find out what those school supplies are. But as parents at home who's going to be handling the learning environment as well, there may be a need for me to purchase additional internet service speed so that my child can get the information and participate with live educational experiences. So make sure that you take the time and find out what speed you have and if you would like to purchase additional speed by contacting your local internet service provider.
Gavin, that's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. I've said this. We actually at New Rising Star Church, big shouts out to Pastor Thomas Beavers over there, gave out school supplies. Like, not knowing where people would be or what they would need, even if they could keep it. But guess what? You are right. School supplies will this year include bandwidth for internet.
And headphones.
And headphones.
And headphones. Those things we didn't even think about, Strick. How many times did we go to the store and buy a paper for a couple of cents or however much it was, and notebooks? And shout out to all of those individuals who still remember Trapper Keepers. I don't know what happened to them, but bring back the Trapper Keepers for fun, right? Just for me, all right?
I could never get organized. I was that kid that was like, you got two things to start school with, right? You got your fresh clothes and you got your Trapper Keeper. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
I kept the clothes. I don't know where that Trapper Keeper is. Like, I could never get organized. That first day, I'm good. I got paper all folded up in there. And then school would start. It was like, man, this is too much.
Man, absolutely. So I encourage the parents to really look at that internet service piece. Now, one thing that has just come about is out of the governor's office, they have made an announcement. And I would encourage individuals to go to the state of Alabama's website to find out a little bit more about the rollout of ABC, which is Alabama Broadband Connectivity for Students. So if you are a family, you're receiving reduced or free lunch, the governor's office has a set aside of $100 million through the CARES Act that will allow families to have a voucher in order to receive internet services if they purchase it through an approved state vendor. So I absolutely would love for your listening audience and all of our friends who are tuning in to go to abcstudents.org or go to the state of Alabama website and get plugged in to find that information, register directly, and make sure that if you qualify, you can get a voucher to help out with internet services.
And that's a big deal. Like right now, whatever the discount is that you can get, I implore you to try to get that discount because that money could be used for something else in your household. We are on tip number 7.
Tip number 7, find a room or find a space in your house that you can declutter and make that the learning environment space. All right, whether that is a kitchen table free from the clutter or an office space or something else. I tend to frown on personally in my house couches and beds because sometimes rolling out of bed for a student who's learning online may not motivate them to listen in like they fully need to. So I would encourage parents to have a set aside space that's devoted to educational learning so that you and your child can actually be at the table at the same time if you're there, or to make sure that your child can have the space needed to learn. In that space, you may want to have additional Wi-Fi access, extension cords, a printer, any of those things that's necessary so that your child can continue the learning environment.
Hey, Gavin, I hate to interrupt you. I know you're the executive director of the Division of Youth Services for the city of Birmingham out of the mayor's office. But you said you a learning space. You're asking people to actually set up a classroom in their house. Just say it like it is, brother. Like y'all need to have a classroom space in the home. That's what you're saying, right?
That's exactly what I'm saying, Strick. I want them to convert some space so their child feels like they're going to school because they are.
That's important. Like while you're asking them to do all this stuff, make them feel like. And Mike is keeping them coming as well. He's up with us now. All right, number
All
8.
right. Mike Moore, I appreciate you. Number 8 is to have or create a new routine. You're in a pandemic, and many of the children have been out for months now. They've been out since spring and summer. It's time to have a new routine. And that routine requires them to get up. You may want to, as parents, to go ahead and put a routine in place to have your children go to bed on time, wake up on time, log in on time, eat breakfast. All of those things are part of a new routine. And that is what I think really matters. What we do not want to see happen is students rolling out of bed in pajamas and going right online to online learning. No, have them go through a routine. And even if you can, incorporate a chore. I know that may scare some people, but have them do a chore so that it can help them wake up and be a part of the learning environment.
So, Gavin, I'm right there with you, brother. You know, as a parent, I'm right there. You said a couple of things that really tipped me on my end, which is bedtime, having to go to bed early. Like, can we have 14 and 15-year-olds go to bed at 6 o'clock? Is that possible? Can you just go to bed at 6? And then, what was the other thing you said? It was bed early and chores. Like, can we just have them
Yes.
do regular chores? Like, I'm all over that. 6 o'clock bedtime and then several chores when you're awake. Cool,
Yes.
I got you. That's number 8. Number 8. Where you at, Mike? Number 8. Create new routines. He's on top
That's
of
it.
it. He's on
That's
top
it.
of it.
Number 9, teaching and learning are contact sports. All right. What I mean by that is you got to communicate early in the process and throughout the day or throughout the entire time. Here are some practical ways to do that. Of making your effort a contact sport. Contacting your teacher. Go to the virtual classrooms that they have. Look at the virtual classrooms that they put up. Find out what your teacher likes to be communicated and how you like to be communicated. If you're a texter and your teacher is a texter, exchange the text numbers so that you all can be on one accord. If your teacher likes to email and you like to email, that's where you have to make those contacts early and often. I find out, Strict, that sometimes teachers have routines as well. Some teachers like to put their lessons out during the weekend. Some like to put them out in the evening. Find out what your teacher's routines are so that you can be sure to be an effective communicator with them and to be a part of that learning environment as well.
Oh my goodness, Gavin, this is good stuff, man. This is
I
really good
appreciate
stuff.
you.
And I hate to throw a wrinkle in there, but I know a lot of our moms, single moms, has got like 3, 4, 5. I won't say 6 kids, but they got a lot of kids, man. To duplicate this effort with all those teachers, man, that's some work.
It does require work, and that's why I would encourage them to do it earlier in the process.
I got you. That makes sense.
One of the things that parents, and I hear from teachers all the time is, of course, I'm happily married to a teacher. And one of the things that frustrates teachers is that they don't hear from parents until someone gets in trouble. They
Gotcha.
want to make sure they have that relationship with their parent, especially now during the pandemic. If you have multiple children, it may take you a little bit more time, but I think that that's a whole lot better to have that relationship established than to wait down the road just in case something bad happens at the school environment or you're not able to get the information like you want to receive it in a timely fashion.
So you mentioned something earlier about having other people that may be helping, whether that's grandma or somebody else, and that may be an opportunity to get them involved to help you through that contact sport of contacting teachers and being on top of routines as well, right?
Absolutely. I believe that it takes a village to raise a child, and part of that village can be grandparents, godparents, friends, relatives, associates, neighbors, whomever is in your corner to help you with your children. You want to make sure that you can help share that information with them and see if they can help you as well get information from the school.
Yeah, that's good stuff, Galvin. That's real good stuff. All right, so number 10. Number
Number
10 on the
10, the
list.
last one, and this is one for my kids, is to find ways to help them have fun and get exposure. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the beginning of fundamentals is FUN. You got to have fun. Now, for parents who are having their children to remain at home and online, you have to remember physical education is going to look a whole lot different because it might be in your backyard. It might be in your front yard. It might be in your basement. Well, you're going to have an opportunity now to think about how can I get my child to have fun in safe spaces and get them some exposure. There are areas in the city that is opening back up, McWayne Center, Zoo. There are things that parents can do. How about this? Also, did you know, Strick, that Birmingham has over 100 parks?
I did
100
not know
parks.
that.
Yes, there's over 100 parks inside of the city of Birmingham. There could be a challenge where you get out and go to a different park once a week with your child as part of the new routine and say, let's walk this trail. This is somewhere we've never been before. It's free and it's part of that no cost, low cost that helps parents who have multiple kids get out and have a good time and encourage their children to remain active as well.
Galvin, I think you may have said something there. Not if it's not something for the Division of Youth Services, maybe something for another organization for these next 9 weeks that they set up tours through some of those parks. Special times for parents that are already at home that can actually bring their kids. A time that you could be in this park or that park, but I guess you can't really do it with a lot of people showing up, like because you still have to have social distancing.
You're absolutely right. But shout outs to the Birmingham Park and Recreation Board in the city of Birmingham. We work very closely with them. You can call their office at 205 254 2391. 205 254 2391. And there you can get a listing of the parks and according to where you live. I would encourage you, some of the parks are right outside people's doors, right down the street. Go by the park and develop a walking routine. Allow your kids to have fun and do it as a family. Those are 10 simple ways that you can get prepared for this school year, whether you're online or in person.
Galvin, man, that's like 10. That's good stuff, man. I believe you covered the whole landscape when it comes to parents getting ready, their kids ready to go back to school. And if you just, I mean, I'm sure you already said it in here somewhere. Number one thing is to get organized, and you did say this: do it early.
Do it early, man. Information is changing and it's changing rapidly. But the earlier you begin your process of developing a plan, the more success you tend to have.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Well, we want to stop people from watching whatever program they may be watching tonight, including basketball or the DNC stuff. So, Galvin, man, I really appreciate the information tonight. This will be available for you. So if you are watching this, it's going to be available for you to continue to watch. You need to go back and take notes like I am of what Galvin said. He has given you, Executive Director of the Division of Youth Services out of the Mayor's Office of the City of Birmingham. He's given us some great information tonight for you to go down the list and get prepared and prepare your child for these next 9 weeks. Some are in class, some are virtual. Be ready. Anything you want to say else? Anything else, Galvin, you want to say as far as people getting connected to you or finding information even from the Division of Youth Services website?
Absolutely. So I would encourage individuals that would like to connect with our office. We do provide information on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, on opportunities for young people to stay connected. That's whether a pandemic is going on or not. We do this 365 days a year. Call our office at 320-0879, or you can go on to bhamyouthfirst.org, and there you can subscribe to all of our social media feeds and our newsletter. And I really appreciate my friend, my brother, DJ Strick, one of the
Thank you,
best
sir.
voices I've ever had to work a chance to work with in radio, for inviting me on. God bless you, man, and let's keep putting people first in the city of Birmingham.
Hey, I appreciate you coming on. Thank you for your time today. Hold what you got right here. I want to talk to the people today. Listen, I've said this already. You want to be prepared and you want to be ready, guys, to get this information. Share this video tonight of Galvin K. Billups. All right, share this information tonight so everybody could get it. All right, he gave us 10 steps tonight for being prepared with our kids, whether that's in school or virtual learning, and it's all good stuff. So thank you so very much for him and all the stuff that he's doing to provide resources through the city for our youth. I have a wonderful week coming up next week. So today is Thursday, so the next time you see me, it'll be Tuesday. Next week, it is going to be awesome. I have more people coming your way. So again, watch this tonight. I'm sure I have it up on a podcast as well tomorrow, and you'll be able to see everything and hear us on the go. So thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for everybody that's down in our comments. Mike Moore, thank you so very much for your comments. Ms. Craig, thank you for your comments. Everybody that added to the conversation, thank you. And don't forget to share this, man. Like, people need to know what's going on Strick City Live.